Hey, you ready to learn how to juggle? Hello and welcome to this here juggling tutorial on the first juggling tricks to learn. These are the first tricks I learned when I learned how to juggle. Then we will get to a few more complicated ones that are variations of the same trick. The high throw. This will give you an understanding on how base tricks in juggling work, because most tricks will have a single base. The variations I'll show you today will hopefully spark your creativity and get you coming up with tricks on your own, and that's when juggling gets fun. Whoosh! Alright, so it's time to learn the high throw. This trick is the most useful one to learn because it not only looks impressive than just regular juggling, but it will also give you time to do other tricks like this. Ooh, fancy. The one trick that you need to know to be able to do the high throw is, of course, the 3-ball cascade. Check out my last video on how to do this yourself. It's up there, somewhere. Whoosh! Okay, I'll show you how to do it now. Here we go. So you're juggling, and then high throw. Boom. So, as you can see, when you make the high throw, the other two hands stop for a beat. So it goes 1, 2, 3, up, stop, and continue. You also want the high throw to be as accurate as possible, so make sure the high throw goes just inside the opposite shoulder, like this. Catch. I'd suggest having the peak just above where you can reach with your hands when you fully extend them above you, just like this, so right about there. Whoop, and catch. Fun fact, this is the same height you'll do while juggling 5 balls. That's the high throw, you're good to go. You have to make sure you keep juggling too, okay. Whoosh. So, for the first variation, instead of crossing the high throw from right hand to left hand, what you're going to do is you're going to go from right hand back to right hand. Right hand, back to right hand. Now this one's really cool because it allows you to do other things with your resting hand. Like that. Look how fancy. Woo! Woo! Like the orbit. Ooh. This is fun, actually. I kind of got distracted, but it's fun. Oh. Or you can even set up for another trick of sorts. All kinds of good stuff like that. Whoosh! Alright, time for the next variation. This one is quite a bit harder, so don't get discouraged if you can't do it yet, but keep it in mind because it's a really fun one. So what you're going to do is you're going to juggle, and then you're going to throw 3 in the air at the same time. So instead of just going 1, 2, 3, you're going to speed up the pattern so it goes 1, 2, 3. You should have enough time to clap in between. 1, 2, 3, clap. And that one's actually surprisingly impressive for audience members. I'll show it again. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. Make sure that the heights are the same and the accuracy is good to make the pattern really pretty. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, clap. And next variation. Whoosh. Another variation that you can do that is also quite challenging is the high throw spin. So it looks like this when you first learn. Alright, we're good. And then this when you mastered it. So for learning, you really want to give yourself lots of time to spin, which is why it's so much higher when you begin. You want to give yourself time to be able to reorient yourself and catch the ball. For height, you want to throw the ball as high as you can without having to step to catch the ball again. So practice makes perfect for this, so give yourself lots of time while doing the trick. Alright, now for the spin. Here's what my spin looks like. I spin counterclockwise around my white foot. It is white, but the right foot. So I'll use that as an example for this. What you want to do is pivot around 1 foot. So essentially what I do is I turn my foot 90 degrees, I push off of my left until they touch, and then I keep going around. But realistically, you just want to end up in the same place that you started, and keep going until you get it as fast as possible. So whatever works for you. If you're wearing shoes over concrete, it will wear a hole through your shoes very fast. Over a busking season, I will go through at least a pair of shoes. So to combat that, what I do is a sort of hop at the same time, just so that my shoe doesn't have quite as much friction. So it looks like this. Now that you've mastered both the spin and the throw, it's time to put them together. This is really challenging, so again, do not get discouraged, because again, this is really hard if you're just learning. So, to make this easiest, start with only one ball in your hand and throw it in the air. Spin around and see where it is in your vision while you spin. So you look at it, and you can catch it or not catch it, it doesn't matter, just so you have an idea of where the ball is as you spin. You don't want it to leave your vision at this height, because you're going to be throwing it much higher, and keep doing this until you're able to catch it consistently. So up, catch, up, catch. I am off on a side. Up, catch. Whoosh! Alright, so for the next step, now that you can do it consistently, is we're going to start off with juggling, do the high throw spin, and then catch it and stop. This is especially great for grand finales with any prop, so I would suggest doing that if you're going to perform. And last but not least, high throw spin, ta-da! This also works on your accuracy for the high throw, which is the most important part of this trick. So here we go. Spin and stop. So once you get that consistent, we're good to move on. Whoosh! Alright, now for the last step, we're going to start juggling, do the high throw, spin, and continue juggling. This is a fairly self-explanatory since the last one, since all you do is the exact same thing, but this time you just keep juggling the pattern. The hard part is getting that next ball in the air. Now you want that throw to be the same height as your usual 3-ball pattern, so it doesn't go flying off into space. That is the best way to keep it accurate, but also make sure you're doing the scooping motion again. But of course, for learning purposes, it's okay to have it a bit higher. That's just the final result. Whoosh! Time for some examples. Here we go. High throw spin and high throw spin and continue. High throw spin, continue. See how it goes straight back into the same pattern? That is the final goal. Whoosh! And now for one last idea to leave you with. You can mix two of the tricks together, which is of course the 3-ball flash and the high throw spin. This one's really cool, and it looks like this. Here we go. So if you can get that trick down, you can amaze pretty much everyone. Whoosh! Well, that concludes our exploration of the high throw. Thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope you've learned some tricks and been inspired to try something yourself. Possibly even came up with some of your own tricks. The high throw is definitely the first trick I learned because it doesn't change the pattern too much like outside throws or 2-in-1 hand does. So, if you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe to my channel and watch some of my other videos. You can also follow me on Instagram or like my Facebook page. The links are in the description down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.